Good afternoon to all our viewers and listeners at Australia Live by Armenia Media Online TV. We are joining today from the New South Wales Parliament House, where we have the privilege and the honor of meeting and speaking with two very familiar individuals of our community. I am joined today by Mr. Tim James, MP, member for Willoughby, and Mr. Hugh McDermott, MP, member for Prospect, who are also the co-chairs of the New South Wales Parliamentary Friends of Armenia. Both Tim and Hugh have been very strong champions, advocates for our community, for recognition of the Armenian genocide and for Artsakh. Today, I am joined by them both to discuss some really exciting news. Both Mr. McDermott and Mr. James are very shortly will be visiting our motherland, the Republic of Armenia. And we are here to talk to them about the upcoming trip. Okay, can we start with you, Mr. James? My question is to you. Why have you decided to join this delegation to Armenia?
Look, it's a wonderful, exciting opportunity, and I'm really grateful for it. And I want to recognise the Armenian National Committee, Hugh, my colleague, everyone who's involved, everyone who's attending. I really do appreciate the opportunity. I think to truly understand a people, a culture, a community, a history, an economy, to be immersed in it, to see it with your own two eyes, to speak to people on the ground, to meet firsthand with political, business and other community leaders. I think that's the right thing to do. The opportunities come along. I'm very grateful for it, and I'm super excited about it.
Excellent, excellent.
I'm sorry about the bells.
So the bells have just rung for us to vote. So we're going to nip off. They're going to hold the camera, and I'll be back to be interviewed in a moment. And the bells have finished. We've all voted, and we're back.
Yes, and thank you for coming back, Mr. McDermott and Mr. James. Tim, can I ask you again, my second question? Have you seen a draft of the itinerary for your travel to Armenia, and what is the most that you're looking forward to?
Well, I haven't seen a detailed itinerary, but I certainly have a good sense for where we're headed, sites, locations, venues, obviously some high-level meetings in politics, business and otherwise. And it looks like it's going to be a jam-packed, really dynamic, fascinating few days. We're not there for a long time, but I'm sure we'll get a lot done. In terms of particular sites, obviously this is my first time, but I think the Genocide Memorial will be particularly moving. And meaningful for all of us, and I'm looking forward to that among all the other sites on the agenda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Hugh, this is not your first time you're visiting Armenia. This is your second time, I think. And why you've decided to join this delegation again for the second time?
Well, I'm very happy to be going back to Armenia. I went obviously before COVID. We were the first, I think, high-level Australian delegation to go there in many, many years, and it was a wonderful time. We were there for about 5 days. We went across into Artsakh as well, which was wonderful. I'm going back because I loved Armenia. In fact, most people around here know this. What happened is that I was planning to go back about a year after, take my whole family back there. We were going to go to Artsakh with me and my children, my wife. We were going to go walking in the mountains. COVID stopped that, and then there's Zeres even more so. But, Armenia is a wonderful country. Friendly people, great food, good shisha, fantastic cognac, Mount Ararat, very much. But it was just a wonderful place. And, Tim, you're really going to be amazed by Armenia. And the memorial, it's just heart-wrenching and mind-blowing. It's wonderful. Yeah. But so is everything. And I'm looking forward to seeing some colleagues from the Parliament, which I met last time, and taking this delegation where we've had double the numbers from last time, and seeing Armenia. And it's so wonderful that Tim and I, which will be leading this delegation, will be there with members of Parliament from the Commonwealth Parliament and other states. And that's what's great, that it's just shown how much it's grown. So I'm looking forward to it, no end.
Thank you. And Tim, back to you. What do you hope to get out of this visit? Do you think this visit will make you understand more the Australian Armenian community's concerns, demands, where sometimes when we come and knock on your doors and we ask you to, to advocate for us? Do you think this will help?
Oh, I think it will help a great deal. There are almost 4,000 people of Armenian heritage who live in my electorate, and I know how much their motherland means to them, their culture, their history, their family, their lived experience. And so for me to be the best representative of them that I can be, I think this is a fantastic opportunity in terms of understanding, obviously, networking, experience, obviously of culture, of politics, of economy, of people. I think this is, in so many ways, the very least I can do to be the best possible member I can be for the people of Willoughby, that I can and should go to Armenia. So I'm very excited about it.
Yes. Thank you. And Hugh, on your last visit to Republic of Armenia, you have visited the Republic of Artsakh as well. Now that, it's been more than 270 days where the Republic of Artsakh was in blockade, and since yesterday there is another attack on Artsakh. And do you think this will be a focus of your delegation?
Well, it's been my focus since I've been to Artsakh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's every day I look at the media, what's happening there. Obviously, during the war, the most recent attacks by the Azeris last night, the blockade, for getting almost a year now, and then the death of over 1,000 young Armenian soldiers when the Azeris attacked. It's a focus for me. Certainly, and I think that's going to be part of an education program for the whole delegation.
Yes.
I mean, they need to know what the Azeris are doing. They need to know that Armenian Christians stand strong in Artsakh, that they should be protected, the ethnic cleansing and the murder has to stop. We need to release the prisoners, which the Azeris have. So for me personally, and I will constantly talk about this as I do to all my colleagues and all my friends and anyone who wants to listen, and even if they don't want to listen, I think that's part of it. I mean, Armenia is a wonderful country. There'll be a lot of things to focus on. Certainly, we'll be having quite a few high-level discussions with members of parliament, and I think that's pretty key, but also many community leaders. And there's a number of community leaders from Australia which are coming with us. So, there's always, we need to know what is happening on the borders of Armenia. We need to know what the threat is, not only from Azerbaijan, but also Turkey. And I think that we need to look at that as the bigger picture of what it means to be Armenian in Australia and what that's come from, going back to not only the genocide, but beyond that time too. So, it's a part of a focus, but it won't be the only focus. This is about building that relationship, understanding better what we can do in Australia as members of parliament to help the Armenian community and other communities that are having the similar problems, absolutely.
Yep. Tim, as a member of a parliament who thrives to serve his community, his electorate, and given that the Willoughby electorate has a large Armenian community, and of course so many of them, they have loved ones and relatives back in Artsakh, who is, as we speak, is under attack, and and another genocide is happening there. How would you advocate and campaign for your constituents to demand an end for these atrocities that the people of Artsakh are going through?
Yes, it is appalling what is going on over there. The aggression of the Azerbaijanis cannot be allowed to continue. It must cease. I've called for that today and will continue to do so. And look, the global community, this is a real test, I think, for the international community, and world leaders need to stand up and condemn this and call for and take real action to bring it to an end and to deliver peace and stability for the Armenians there. This territory, I know I have much to learn, but it means so much. And those people, I feel for them so much. And this 9 months of blockade is just dreadful. And I hope and pray that it can be resolved. Yes. And certainly that is my call today. And I've said so openly and publicly and will continue to do so.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. And Hugh, clearly, again, as we speak, there is an ethnic cleansing is happening in Artsakh, a genocide. Again, you as the member for Prospect, I will ask you the same question. And there is a big number of Armenian community in Prospect as well, in the electorate of Prospect. So how would you advocate?
Yeah, so as the viewers may know, and yourself, New South Wales Parliament was the first parliament to recognise the Armenian genocide. And we've been active as a parliament to lead Australia when it comes to not only genocide recognition, but also at the forefront of making Australians understand what is going on in Armenia and in Artsakh. Myself and Tim did a joint letter to Penny Wong a few weeks ago, which also she replied to. I noticed that Penny Wong today made comment about the Azeri attacks. We need to make the federal parliament aware, and they need to recognise what's going on there. They need to intercede, either at the United Nations or with our colleagues and friends on the other side of the world in Europe. We need to talk with the French and other countries which are stepping up, and we need to do that. But we need to be vocal here in the parliament. I firmly believe there's some excuse that some people use that go, "Oh, we're a state parliament." Well, we are a state parliament, one of the biggest one in Australia, one of the biggest economies in the world, I think the 22nd biggest economy. We have a say, and we have to do that. And I know Tim agrees with me on this because we've discussed it. And I'm a Labor MP, he's a Liberal MP, but on this we're a unity ticket. And we will continue to advocate because we must, because the people, not in our electorate, demand it, but more so as human beings, this is the right thing to do to protect the people in Nagorno-Karabakh, in Artsakh, but also those on the border of Armenia. There will be not a second genocide. They're not having it again what the Turks did back in 1915. We need to stand up and make sure that Armenians are protected and that our communities stand with them.
Yep. And once again, thank you very much. Thank you both, Mr. James and Mr. McDermott, for sparing us, some of your very precious time from your very, very busy schedule to tell us about your upcoming travel to Armenia, and also to talk about the one thing which is very, very close to our heart as a community now. It's about Artsakh. And thank you for your ongoing support to the Armenian Australian community. And we wish you both a very safe and enjoyable travel to our motherland, to Armenia. And once again, thank you for being here for us.
Well, thank you. And
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Look forward to speaking to you when we get back, how great it was.
Yes.
And if you're in Armenia and you see us, come say hello.
Absolutely.
Share a Ararat cognac with us.
Ararat cognac, that will be the one. Thank you. Սիդնեի հայ քաղաքին քաչ ցանոթ EM Funerals տաղման սպասարկությունը ծեր դրամատրության դագ է ամեն օր եւ ամեն ժամ ծեր ամենադժվար ու ամենավշտալի բահերուն աչակցության մխիթարանքի եւ սփոփանքի իր մասնակի դացած ծառայությունը ապահովելով ցեզի եւ ծեր սիրելիներուն EM Funerals տաղման սպասարկության սեփականադեր Դիգին Էլո Մգրդիչյանը գխոստանացեր հարազատին մադուցել հրաժեշտի վերջին ու հարկանքի կերազանց թաղմանական սպասարկություն։ Ձեր հարցումներուն եւ առաջարկներուն համար գրնակ հեռացայնել 0405 675 571 եւ կամ 1300 076 100 համարին։ EM Funerals տաղման սպասարկության գրասենյակի հասցեն է Suite 7 Level 1 174 Willoughby Road, Naremburn։ EM Funerals տաղման սպասարկությունը հբարդորեն գերաշխավոր է Armenia Media ընկերակցության առցանց հաղորդումները։ Ձեր բնակարանի կետնահատակը եւ կամ լոկարանի ու լվացարանի բادرը ավելի եւս կեղեցկացնելու եւ դարվան բոլոր եղանակներուն համապատասխանող ճաշակով հարթարելու համար անվարան դիմեցեք Carpet Court Կորկավաճառքի հանրազանոթ ընկերության Սիդնեի, Ryde, Crows Nest, Chatswood եւ Willowwood արվարձաններու մեջ գտնվող իրենց քեղեցիկ ցուցասրահներով Carpet Court-ի աշխատագիցները ցեզի համար կապահովեն զանազան բարձրորակ եւ քունավոր սալիկներ, քորքեր եւ դաղտագամաձեր։ Մեր խորին շնորհակալությունը կհայտնենք Armenia Media ընկերակցության գլխավոր երաշխավոր Carpet Court-ի սեփականատերեր Դեր եւ Դիգին Գարբիս եւ Հայգուի Սարյաններուն։